Hello everyone, this is Mamta Mund and today we are going to solve some exercise questions 1 to 12 of chapter 6. Chapter name is Decimal of Composite Mathematics textbook. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for getting notifications of future videos, and please visit my blog mathsgrade.com for more information regarding the textbook solutions of CBSE, ICSE and other state boards. Let's get started and solve some questions. And if you like this video, then please click the like button. Today we are going to solve some exercise questions 1 to 12 of exercise 6b of chapter 6, and chapter name is decimals, and topics are changing decimal numeral to a common fraction and comparing decimal numbers. Let's solve some questions. Now you will solve question number 3. Change the decimal by division. First bit, 1 divided by 5. We have to convert this 1 divided by 5, which is in fractional form. We have to convert this fraction into decimal by division method. 1 divided by 5. So we can write 1 is 1.00. So 5, we cannot divide 1 with 5. So 5 multiplied with 0 is 0. Now 1 minus 0 is 1. Then take this 0 here, 10. Now here decimal point, so we have to place decimal point here. Now 5, in the table of 5, if we multiply 5 with 2, we get 10. Now 10 minus 10 is 0. So 0.2. So 1 divided by 5 is 0.2. And this is the division method. We have converted this fractions 1 divided by 5 in decimal by division method. So 1 divided by 5 is 0.2. Now second bit, 7 divided by 8. We have to convert this fraction 7 divided by 8 in decimal by division method. So 7 divided by 8. We can write 7 as 7.0. We cannot divide 8 with 7. So 8 multiplied with 0 is 0. Now 7 minus 0 is 0. 7 minus 0 is 7. And take this 0 here. Now decimal point, here decimal point. So put the decimal point here. Now in the table of 8, 8 9 is 72. 72 is bigger than 70. So we have to multiply 8 with 8. 8 8 is 64, which is less than 70. Now 70 minus 64 is 6. And here one more 0, 0. After decimal point, we can write any number of zeros. So here 7.000. Now this 60. 8 8 is 64. But 64 is bigger than 60. Now we have to multiply 8 7 is 56. 60 minus 56 is 4. Now write this 0, 40. Now in the table of 8, 8 5 is 40. Now 840 minus 40 is 0. Now 0.875. So 7 divided by 8 is 0.875. And 0.875 is in decimal form of the fraction 7 divided by 8. So 0.875 is the answer. Now third bit, 3 divided by 5. We have to convert this 3 divided by 5, which is in fraction form. We have to convert this fraction 3 divided by 5 in decimal by using division method. So we can write 3 is 3.0. Now divide 3 with 5. We cannot divide 5 with 3, so 5 multiplied with 0 is 0. Now 3 minus 0 is 3. write this 0, 30. Now put the decimal point here. Now 5. In the table of 5, if we multiply 5 with 6, we will get 30. 5 6 is 30. Now 30 minus 30 is 0. Now 3 divided by 5 is 0.6. And 0.6 is in decimal of the fraction 3 divided by 5. Now fourth bit, 17 divided by 40. 17.0 divided by 40. Now 40, in the table of 40, 40 is 0. 40 multiplied with 0 is 40. 40 multiplied with 0 is 0. Now 17 minus 0 is 17. Put this 0. Now in the table of 40, 40 multiplied with 4 is 160. And 40 multiplied with 5 is 200. 200 is more than 170. So we have to multiply 40 with, here we have to put this decimal point. And we have to multiply 40 with 4. 160. Now 17 minus 16 is 1. Means this 0. Now write this 0. Now in the table of 40, 40 multiplied with 2 is 80 and 40 multiplied with 3 is 120. 120 is more than 100. So we have to multiply 40 with 2. 40 multiplied with 2 is 80. Now 100 minus 80 is 20. Now write this 0. And in the table of 40, if we multiply 40 with 5, we will get 200. And now 200 minus 200 is 0. Now the decimal is 0.425. So 17 divided by 40 is 0.425. And 0.425 is in decimal form of the fraction 17 divided by 40. So 17 divided by 40 is 0.425. Now fifth bit, 5 divided by 32. 5.00. We can write 5 is 5.000 and divided by 32. 32. So multiply, if we multiply 32 with 0, is 0. Now 5 minus 0 is 5. Write this 0 here and put the decimal point here. Now 32, in the table of 32, 32 multiplied with 1 is 32. Now 50 minus 32 is 18. Now write this 0, 180. Now in the table of 32, if we multiply 32 with 6, 6 3 is 18 and 6 2 is 192, but it is more than 180, so we have to multiply 32 with 5. 5 2 is 10, 1, 5 3 is 15, 160. 180 minus 160 is 20. Now write this 0, 200. Now in the table of 32, 7. 7 3 is bigger than 200. So 6 2 is 12, 1 6 3 is 18 plus 1 192. So 32 multiplied with 6 is 192. Now 200 minus 192 is 80. Now write this 0 here, 80. Now this 80, 32. Here 32 multiplied with 3 is 96, which is more than 80. So we have to multiply 32 with 2. 32 multiplied with 2 is 64. Now 80 minus 64 is 16. 80 minus 64 is 16. Now put this here, one more 0. Write this 0. So 160. Now in the table of 32, if we multiply 32 with 5, 32 multiplied with 5 is 160. Now 160 minus 160 is 0. So 5 divided by 32 is 0.15625. 0.15625 is in decimal form of the fraction 5 divided by 32. So 5 divided by 32 is 0.15625. Now sixth bit. 5, 13 divided by 64. We can write 5 plus 13 divided by 64. Now convert this 13 divided by 64 in decimal. So 13 we can write 13 as 13.0000. Now divide this 13 with 64. 64 in the table of 64, if we multiply 64 with 1 is 64, which is more than 13, so we have to multiply 64 with 0. Now 64 multiplied with 0 is 0. Now 13 minus 0 is 1. 13 minus 0 is 13, and write this 0. Now it is 130. Now put this decimal point here. Now in the table of 64, if we multiply 64 with 3, 3 6 18, which is more than 130, so we have to multiply 64 with 2. 64 multiplied with 2 is 128. Now 130 minus 128 is 2. Now write this 0 here. We cannot multiply 64. If we multiply 64 with 1, then it will be 64, which is more than 20. So we have to multiply 64 with 0. 64 multiplied with 0 is 0. Now 20 minus 0 is 20, and write this 0 here. One more 0. Now 200 in the table of 64. 4 6 is 24. 64 multiplied with 4 is more than 200, so we have to multiply 64 with 3. 3 6 is 18. 18 and 12. 192. Now 200 minus 192 is 8. Now write this 0 here. Now in the table of 64, if we multiply 64 with 1 is 64. Now 80 minus 64 is 10 minus 4 is 6. Now this 7 minus 6 1. 16. Now write this 0. 160. 64. 2 is 128. And 64 3 is 80. If we multiply 64 with 3, which is more than 160, so we have to multiply 64 with 2. Now 64 multiplied with 2 is 128, and 160 minus 128 is 10 minus 2 8, and this 5 minus 2 3. Now write one more 0 here, this 0, and divide 64. Now 64 in the table of 64, if we multiply 64 with 5, 64 with 5, 5 6 is 30, and 5 4 is 20. 30 20 320. So 64 multiplied with 5 is 320. Now 320 minus 320 is 0. So the decimal is 0.203125. Now 5 plus 13 divided by 64 is 0.203125. Now 5 plus 0.203125 is 5.5. 5.203125. 5.203125. This is in decimal form of the fraction 513 divided by 64. So 5.203125 is the decimal of the fraction 513 divided by 64. Now question number 7th bit, 431 divided by 80. We can write 4 plus 31 divided by 80. Now divide this fraction 31 divided by 80 to convert this decimal. So divide 31 we can write 31 as 31.000 divided by 80. In the table of 80, if we multiply 80 with 1, which is 80, which is more than 31, so we have to multiply 80 with 0. Now 80 multiplied with 0 is 0. Now 31 minus 0 is 31, and write this 0. Now put the decimal point here. Now in the table of 80, if we multiply 80 with 5 is 400, which is more than 310, and if we multiply 80 with 4, 8 4 is 32, which is more than 310, so we have to multiply 80 with 3. 80 multiplied with 3 is 8 3 is 24, 240. Now subtract this 310 minus 240, which is 11 minus 4 is 7. 11 minus 4 is 7. 2 minus 2 0. Now it is 70. Now write this 0. Now in the table of 80, if we multiply 80 with 9, it's 720, which is more than 700. So we have to multiply 80 with 8. 80 multiplied with 8 is 640. Now 700 minus 640 is 10 minus 4 6. 6 minus 6 0. Now it is 60. Now put this, write this 0, and now it is 600. Now in the table of 80, if we multiply 80 with 8 is 640, which is more than 600. So we have to multiply 80 with 7. 80 multiplied with 7 is 7 8 is 56. Now it is 560. Now minus 600 minus 560 is 10 minus 6 4, and 5 minus 5 0. Now it is 40, and write this 0. Now 400. Now in the table of 80, if we multiply 80 with 5, 85 is 400. Now 400 minus 400 is 0. Now it is 0.3875, which is in decimal of the fraction 31 divided by 80. Now 4 plus and 31 divided by 80 is 0.3875. Now 4 plus 0.3875 is 4.3875. And 4.3875 is the decimal of the fraction 431 divided by 80. Now question number 8th bit. 1113 divided by 25. We can write 11 plus 31 divided by 25. Now convert this 11 plus 13 divided by 25. Now we have to convert this 13 divided by 25 in decimal. So 13 point, we can write 13 as 13.00 and divided by 25. In the table of 25, if we multiply 25 with 1, which is 25, which is more than 13. So we have to multiply 25 with 0. Now 25 multiplied with 0 is 0. Now 13 minus 0 is 13, and write this 0 here. Now put the decimal point. Now in the table of 25, if we multiply 25 with 6 is 150. 25 6 is 150, which is more than 130. So we have to multiply 25 with 5, and 25 multiplied with 5 is 125. Now 130 minus 125 is 5, and write this 0 here. Now in the table of 25, if we multiply 25 with 3, which is 75, which is more than 50, so we have to multiply 25 with 2, and 25 multiplied with 2 is 50. Now 50 minus 50 is 0. Now 0.52 is the decimal form of the fraction 13 divided by 25. Now we can write 11 plus 13 divided by 25 is 0.52, this one, and now 11 plus 0.52 is 11.52, and 11.52 is the decimal form of the fraction 11 13 divided by 25. So 11 13 divided by 25 is 11.52. If you have not subscribed my YouTube channel, then please subscribe my YouTube channel. And if you have any doubts, then please write in comment section and I will reply. Keep learning, keep watching, and please subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you. If you like this video, then please click the like button and share this. If you have not subscribed my YouTube channel, then please subscribe my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for getting notifications of future videos. If you have any doubts, then please write in comment section and I will reply. Keep learning, keep watching, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.